Well, hey there, this is Jerry, and I'm getting started on another episode of What's Broke Today. And today I've got a 2006 Buick Lucerne. Let me turn around here. That if we look underneath here, see all the rust on the seat tracks and on the shaft. And I tried to get it lubed up and working, but it ended up stripping out the gear in this little gearbox here. So we're going to go up to the salvage yard yesterday and get another seat. And they got a new policy at our local U-Pull yard. I cannot take in my jump box, because I used to just clip my jump box to the battery cables to power the car up so I could run the seats. So since they wouldn't let me do that, I came home. Well, before I left up there, I found there was like 4 cars that were similar to this one. I cut the plug off a seat in the car that I didn't want, because come up underneath here I can plug it in to my seat down here, and then I connected it to my Craftsman lithium-ion battery, and figured out that if I put the white wire here and the red wire there, that runs the seat forward. So I should be able to go up there today, run the seat forward, and that'll allow me to get to, because see, the one bolt goes down through the floor, which wasn't too bad, but the other one goes sideways, and if you don't run the seat forward, you can't even get a wrench on it. I couldn't get a pair of pliers on it. So let's go back to the salvage yard and see if we can get a seat out. Okay, well, I made it up to the pick and pull yard, and yesterday when I was up here I did get the seat unplugged. I got my other deal. Just reach up under here and plug that in to the seat, and then I should be able to flip my switch, run the seat forward. See, that exposed that bolt. Now I can finish pulling this out of the way, because I'd already popped it loose on the other side. Let's go ahead and reach up underneath there and unplug my thing I made, because I'm going to need it on the other side. But let's see how tight these are. Oh yeah, that ain't bad. It's muggy today. It rained last night. So, but start out by pulling out these bolts, and there's a quarter. Well, after I get the seat popped up, then gotta unplug the airbag, and then this is just, I can unplug the seat. Now I can just pick the whole seat frame and everything up out of here, and the front of it has hooks that go down in holes in the frame on the inside and outside. You just got to lift it up just a little, pull it back, and it'll dislodge, because little ears right here is what keeps it from sliding out when you just pull the bolts out. Alright, well, while I was up at the salvage yard getting seat frames, and this is why, we sunroof on that, the drain tubes were clogged and it leaked. Well, it dripped on the seats and got all our lower seat frame wet, and it rusted up these screws that move and run the seat forward and back and up and down. The car I got my frames out of was not a sunroof car, and I rigged up my wire thing to plug in and run these motors. And part of picking the car I did was because this has the sensors on it for the memory. So let me get the rest of my tools out, and I've already done one of them. This is a driver's seat. We're going to do and swap it out now. Okay, to get started on our seat, trying, when I unhook things, don't want to damage anything I got to reuse. Like here, got to unplug the seat belt buckle. I'll get it undone and I can just take my impact. Pull that out and try and not rip the little strap thing. Set that out of the way. And then up front here, our airbag wire. It hangs onto the back of the seat, so I can undo it and then just follow it around and unhook it out of its little clips here. And I'd already undid these so I could reach up under here and unplug that. And then I'm going to come here to the back of the seat, and up underneath the back here, it's got the popper pins. Got to pop out the metal retainers back here, and then very carefully get under here and try and, without damaging the leather, that this back panel hooks up at the top, and then these snap on the sides, and then these are at the bottom, and then our alignment pins. Then when I get here in the back, I move the camera around. See how, make sure the sun don't mess with our picture too bad. Got to come here and unhook here, and I unhook the second one up on both sides, and then we've got to come here and pull out those poppers and then unplug this little tiny wire, which I don't know what it goes to. Okay. I got to come here and unplug that. Unplug that. You got to unplug that one, and we got another one over here. And they're all different. They all have different attachments. Like this one's got the tab in the back. This one's got the tab. Here are the hooks that you got to go from the front and push it down and pull it out. This one has a little ear sticking up to push. And then this one has a little tab on the side you got to pull out. So we're going to lift up the vinyl just a little bit, pull that out, lift that up, pull it out, and that gets these wires loose from the back of the seat. And then this is the side toward the middle of the car. We got one screw to remove. And then there's a little slider clip at the bottom. A little burr clip right there that's got to come out. And then I'm going to pop that up off out of there. Which that wasn't as easy as it looked like it should have been. Big key is it's hard to pop these things out without breaking them. But I did save pieces because I do have, so I got some used ones if I need it. Okay, and then that looks good on this side. Now, of course, since I'm reusing this, most of this seat, I got the seat up on this piece of foam to protect it. And then, of course, back here, this is just about popped apart. And now this piece of plastic was already broke, which really sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, see, this piece here was already broke, and that's from people sliding in and out. And then gonna unplug this wire, which is on our switch, and then our seat switch. Now let me unplug it and I'll show you. Got to push this little tab, which is on the inside, to get that loose. And then now that I got this off, I can pop this little doohickey back in, which just controls our lumbar and I think a motor, something here in the bottom that for your legs. But and here we can pop that out and then pull that off. And then this I can pull through and then straighten the ears. And then our wire for our airbag is taped to the other wire. So I just cut the tape, wrap it back up. I can pull the airbag wire out. I can pull the seat wire down, because it's a pain in the butt to pull that side airbag out, or at least it looked like it was. And I'm going to go here on the back side and two 15mm headed bolts, and then here two more 15mm headed bolts. Then I can separate our seat back from our seat bottom. I'm just going to pick this up and take it over here, and it'll almost prop itself up on those legs that bolt to the seat. Just got to watch you don't step on nothing. Alright, and then we got this, and take this piece off. That looks good. And then up here at the front, I'm going to come up here and unhook the fabric, and I can get in here, and the clip that goes into the plastic piece up here at the front comes out real easy. The one in the middle, got to kind of push the tab down and reach underneath and try and pull the bottom one up, and then should pop out, or I say should, and then it didn't. Okay, there we go. Got to unplug the cigarette lighter, or power port, and we got another one of those spring clips over here. Okay. I can pull this out. And see, it's just like the others. It's got those metal springy clips. Okay, and then our fabric under here, it's like a double-sided hook, so I can just take and push this and unhook it and then pull it off there, and you can see all the rust. And let's just turn this around. Oh. All right. Now I'll just pick this up, flip it over, and very carefully pull this up. And unlike old seats, you know, we used to have, there's no hog rings on these. The only thing I'm dealing with here now really is probably the rust holding it. And then I can pull this around back, reach underneath there and unhook that. And there is our old seat frame in Rust City. So, well, I got to do a little apology because apparently when I was getting ready to film putting the foam and the leather back on the seat bottom and getting her back bolted up, I must have somehow swiped the screen on the back of my GoPro and ended up just taking a picture. So, but if you remember the segments of me taking it apart, you know, together is reverse order of taking it apart. Really simple. So I just apologize for that. And here's where I got back to actually filming. Now, get back to our wire. I'm going to route it exactly like it was before, putting it back in all the same locators, because regardless, we don't want airbag wire to get caught in anything. And everything there. And then I hope this sun doesn't screw things up too bad. And then see, like when I come back up here with this, I know that's got to go across there. These come up and they go behind the plastic. Plug that in. Okay, and that looks good. Then we got to come across here and end up doing the same thing as okay. Okay, so all that looks good, and then where I cut the tape, I'm going to take 4 zip ties and push that back in its spot. I'll just take a zip tie and wrap around here, because part of what I'm doing is that where I cut those, where it's taped, is where these anchors are for the to keep the harness secured to the frame. So I'm making sure I put my zip ties around those. And that way the wires are secured, they don't get into anything. And then I'll take this and I'll plug my switch back in. There. And there. That over the top, that snaps over there. That's even broke here at the back. I see where the pin thing's broke now. And then snap that in, and then that somewhat snaps back together. Then the seat belt will come down through here and bolt on. And this piece that was here was gone, and there wasn't a car up there with this same color, because the car I took things out of had a gray interior. And while I'm here, I'll take the seat deal and hook the top. Now, okay, and get that back in place. We'll have to go back over, flip her back around. So this just goes up here, and the two nuts that hold it on. Put our wire in. And then this piece, okay, and we'll get our screw. Okay, then the bottom piece, which almost needs cleaning, but where it's dirty you won't even be able to see, slides up on there, then just snaps. And I'm going to go to the car and get my retainer. They're just round pin popper things. And that's all attached. And the only last thing I got to put on is this front piece. I'll just snap the in and outer pieces together. And plug in my power port. Yeah, one thing we want to do is make sure, we get these back snapped in, because that'll be easy to hook the harness back up. Of course, our power port. And then, see, it goes in the little deals here, there, and then has a little gray retainer down here. But that has our seat ready to go back in the car. Whew, this thing is heavy, but we get ready to go back in. I'm going to take actually and put the back in first. and swing this around, trying to be careful not to break any of the plastic, and try and keep it off the steering wheel. And oh, that's off the old seat. And get it turned around. Oh, watch the steering wheel. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning because I can't keep the rusty stuff off my hands. But camera around here. I'm gonna come to the back seat and just kind of grab this and walk it backwards. How about wore out? And then I can clip the little wire holder if I clip in the right spot. And then this one just pushes in, and then flip the little bail over. Plug in that. Move stuff out of the way, and I think we're just going to get this sat down, and those ears where it goes through the slots in the floor, we're just going to get it lined up with those, and then just pick the back end up till you feel it slide in and catch, and then you run the seat forward. So I'm just going to come back here. I'm going to bolt the seat belt to the bottom corner of the seat, put the side and floor bolts in on both sides, and then we'll put the headrest in. Now, when you're taking the seats out, you've got to remove the headrest, and on the inboard side here and the outboard over here, underneath this is a release to pull the headrest out. So when we get ready to pull it out, you know, which like for this one, I had the seat unbolted when I took it loose, you know, because you push this down, and then when you go to pull it up, it locks. Well, you just push the little tab in, and it'll let it come the rest of the way up. Then when you go back together, this little cap just snaps back over the top. You put it on there the right way. There you go. Well, I think all I got left on the Buick is, you know, when the sunroof was leaking, the headliner where it is glued here at the rear, in the middle by the sunroof, the glue come loose. I'm going to glue that back up. But I got the seats now where they forward and backwards, up and down, and all that working good. But I do appreciate you watching my video. That like all those thumbs up for the likes. Appreciate all those comments. And well, hey, and if you're not a subscriber, better join on in, because I'll tell them what else you're going to see on What's Broke Today. Thank you.